welcome to another episode of Animal Kingdom with Dr. Nicole featuring giraffes. I am here at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and I am so excited to be here and to talk about giraffes today. Now, I will just put out a quick disclaimer that anything I'm saying in this video does not represent Disney or Disney's beliefs, although I have a feeling they would agree with everything I'm going to say because Disney is amazing, they're a great company, and they do fantastic work for animals. Now, giraffes, as you can see, are crazy tall. They are actually the very, very tallest land mammal. And you can see their necks are what make them so tall. Now, one of the really interesting things about giraffes is their necks have 7 vertebrae in them. So that's what we call cervical vertebrae. That's the neck vertebrae in an animal, in a mammal. And that's how many vertebrae we have in our neck. That's how many vertebrae all mammals, except for sloths and manatees, all other mammals have 7 vertebrae in their necks. So they are exactly like us. Isn't that crazy? But the difference is ours are obviously very small and narrow, whereas theirs are really elongated to give them that huge long neck. And then obviously their neck is great for helping them eat from tall trees. So that gives them an advantage over other animals where they can reach food sources that other animals can't, which is incredible. So they mostly eat leaves. Sometimes they'll eat other foliage on the ground. They're from Africa, so they live in savannas and shrublands, bushlands, and they have a really competitive advantage being taller than other animals. The other really cool thing about them is they have great eyesight, great hearing. They also have the ability to close their little nostrils. So if they're bending down and ants try to crawl up their nostrils, they can close their little nostrils. And if there's a sandstorm and the sand is blowing into them, they can close their little nostrils. And they also have, you can probably see, you know how they have 2 little ears? They also have 2 little horns on top of their head, and those are called ossicones, and that's actually ossified cartilage that is attached to their skull, which is so cool. And you can probably see this one eating right here. They have what we call prehensile lips and tongues, meaning their lips and their tongues have a lot of motion and can help them grasp leaves, which is great. Now they are ruminants, just like the goats we talked about, just like the bisons we talked about. So that's a type of herbivore, but they're herbivores that have the 4-chambered stomach. So they basically eat food and then they do a lot of digestion and fermentation, and then they actually regurgitate it back up and chew it a second time. It's called chewing their cud, and that helps them get more nutrients, and then they swallow it back down again. So that is giraffes. Now, one of the other cool things is that the females are pregnant for 400 to 465 days. Can you believe that? Human moms out there, can you imagine? That's over a year long. Being pregnant for like a year and a third, that's a long time. And then they usually have 1 baby. Sometimes they'll have twins, but usually 1. And then you can see how tall that giraffe is. The baby, when it's born, falls all the way down to the ground. And then within a couple hours, it is up and running. Because it has to be. They have to protect themselves from predators. So for this particular species, if they weren't up and running, they would be at a high risk for predation from lions, leopards, hyenas, any of those kind of carnivore animals in Africa. They would be at risk if they didn't get up and running and going with the rest of the herd. There's also 9 subspecies of giraffes, and their spots can be a little bit different. Every giraffe has its own unique spots. And the other really cool thing about them, I was very lucky enough to spend time in Africa, is they can run, like really run. So most of the time you just see them walking around and they're just hanging out and like this. But if they have a reason to run, they can reach speeds up to 60 miles an hour. And I promise you, it is an incredible thing to see a herd of giraffes just running on the African plains. They are amazing species and so much fun, so gentle. Sometimes at certain facilities you can feed them and their little tongues will come out. They're so slimy, but they're so cute. I just love them. They're one of my very favorite species, and it was so much fun getting to hang out with them when I did time in Africa. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with giraffes today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to bring you some more videos here from Animal Kingdom.